Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky. I'm a psychic medium and I'm really excited. The energy on this channel has just been incredible. This is your channel and I see you enjoying it, and I'm reading your questions, and I am just so over the moon excited that you are getting some pleasure from my videos. I'm answering a question today, and as always, take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest here. Do all souls have the ability to communicate? The answer to that is yes, they do. However, the video is not going to end quite yet. All souls have the ability to communicate. We no longer have a physical body when we go over to the spirit dimension. So the soul is able to go back and forth. And it's incredible to experience soul communication. However, to communicate with someone who's passed, there are a few conditions that need to be present. Number one, if you want to hear from a soul, you've got to be open and ready. If we're not open to hear from them, we don't hear from them. They may try and try really hard to connect with you, but if you're not open to it, the line, the channel is kind of severed or disconnected. So they're not able to come all the way through if we're not open to hear from them. Also, when we pass, there are some processes that the soul goes through, and for every single soul that crosses back over, that process is very different. They may have to go through some healing, and they just are not able to touch base with the physical world right away. Sometimes it has to do more with what you really need to hear and who you really need to hear from during a session with a medium. You know, I have had people say, well, I didn't want to hear from that person. I didn't want to hear from the angelic realms. And Spirit will say, too bad, so sad. You really needed to hear this. There's life guidance, or, you know, this person really needed to communicate with you for some healing or to give you permission to move forward. And other souls will step back and allow that to happen. It doesn't mean that they don't want to talk to you. It means that they're looking out for your best interests to give you messages that are going to help you here on your journey. Spirit is relentless when they come through. They push, 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 and quite often we may not see or hear them. I always suggest to people, you know, to ask Spirit to come closer, you know, giving them permission. I teach that in my mediumship classes. Give Spirit permission to come in closer, that this is something that you really want to do and that you really want to hear from them. Soul communication is just absolutely incredible, because the soul can also be communicating to many different people at once. Because we don't have a physical body, they can be communicating or be with several different people at one time. So for example, mom can be with you and guiding you, and she can also be with all your siblings or the rest of the family at the exact same time, because she doesn't have a physical body. They're able, I call it soul multitasking. There may be a different word for it, but that's the word that I use. They are able to be in different places. And the angelic realms are very much the same. The angelic realms, like for example, if you're connecting with Archangel Michael and I want to ask Archangel Michael a question, it's not like he's going to say, oh, wait a minute, I'm helping so-and-so. They're able to multitask and be with many different people at the same time, and do work with many different people at the same time. It's fascinating. Now, I also have another interesting question that comes up quite a bit, is what happens if a soul reincarnates? Can they still communicate? Now, with my regression work, I have had some interesting experiences where a soul has reincarnated. They have come back into the physical world to have an experience. And remember, when you're connecting to the soul, you're not connecting to the physical body. So you can, and I know this is a challenging one to get your head wrapped around. It took me a little bit too, and you know, and a lot of time working with Spirit to understand the journey of the soul. You're connecting to the soul. You're not connecting to the physical person or the physical body. So you can communicate with a soul that has incarnated back into the physical world. Fascinating. It doesn't happen a lot in my regression work. It's only happened a handful of times over the years, but it has come up. The other question that I just want to touch base a little bit with you guys is, does everything have a soul? Everything living has a soul. If it's living, whether it be an animal, a plant, a tree, humans, obviously, anything living has a soul. And that soul has the ability to communicate. And when I first started working with regression work, I went in with my own open mind, but with a lot of questions. And during my experiences with regressions, yeah, I have channeled people whose souls were trees in past lifetimes. It came through during the regression. They were able to say to me, Lan, I was a tree in a past lifetime. I was a plant in a past lifetime. And, both myself and the client, obviously very surprised. Every living thing has a soul, and every soul's journey is for a purpose. It's for growth and development. And sometimes we do come for a journey of rest and standing still as a very tall, wise tree. I know that some of this information is something that you mull over, and I think that being very open to all possibilities is the space that I stay in with my learning with spirit, because that's how we learn. We learn by being open. We learn by sometimes just leaving things where they're at with, yeah, that's possible, I'm not quite so sure, and that's very much okay. That is part of the spiritual journey, is growing and learning and taking what resonates and just simply leaving the rest in a space of non-judgment. I do hope that you enjoyed this little video on the soul and a little bit more information on the soul's journey. I am wishing you so much love, light, and blessings, and as always, a spirit-guided day.